first, tonight, our top story. Listen to this. Honey, you're uninsured. Yet another consequence of Obamacare you can add to the list. More and more employers planning to drop health coverage for spouses, all in an effort to cut costs. Now, 3 years ago, this was virtually non-existent, but last year that number jumped. 6% of large employers excluded spouses on health plans in 2012. Experts say that number will continue to climb when the new health exchanges under Obamacare are officially established next year. My first guest tonight says that will leave some women with poor coverage or no coverage at all. Joining me now, Dr. Sreedhar Potarazu, CEO of Vital Springs Technology. Dr. P, welcome back to the show. What's going on here? How is it that these companies are going to exclude spouses, be they women or be they men?
You know, this is strike three, Jerry. You can't keep your plan. You can't keep your doctor. Now you can't even keep your spouse. But, you know, the reality is that it's a huge cost for employers in terms of covering dependents. The number is increasing in terms of the employers that are saying that they aren't going to provide coverage anymore. And it's a real concern because it wasn't clearly defined within the Affordable Care Act in terms of what was going to happen to spouses.
Exactly. Well, it's my understanding that the law basically says you have to cover the kids, but it says nothing about the spouse. So now companies that are squeezed for dough are saying, well, maybe we'll just stop offering it to spouses.
Because it's a big deal. The spouses end up making a lot of the health care decisions in the family, more often women.
More often women who cost more. Let's be clear about that.
That's exactly right. Who cost more, who end up getting more services. So it is a huge expense. And employers are basically giving them a few options. Either you're going to pay a premium if you get coverage through your place of work and you still opt to go with your spouse, or they're not going to, they're not going to cover them at all. And
unbelievable.
So when you come back to this whole notion of trying to coordinate care and this whole notion of the patient-centered home, well, how do you create a patient-centered home?
I saw that in your notes, and I don't know what that means. You say it's going to make care more difficult. Why?
Yeah, because the whole premise behind Obamacare is to coordinate care. They want to bring everybody together. But how do you bring everybody together if the husband and wife could potentially not be seeing the same doctors? It's ludicrous because you completely fragment what is sacred towards coordinated care, which is a family unit.
Right, and so now care is haphazard. Now it's more difficult to understand what's going on with each individual. Let me tell you, if you got the same doctor taking care of Ma and Pa Kettle, but they probably understand the dynamic in the family a whole lot better than if those two people go to two different doctors.
Absolutely, and primary care, take out OBGYN out of the picture right now, but a lot of primary care is going to be family-centric if it's going to be coordinated. And all of a sudden, if you have to go fend for yourself, it completely is, flies in the face of the whole notion of trying to improve efficiencies and bring down cost. And the other ironic thing here, Jerry, is that on the one hand, employers have to make a decision now in terms of whether they're going to provide benefits. And if you qualify for the subsidies in the exchanges, the formula calls for factoring in the compensation of not just the individual, but the household.
All right, so, let's get back to what we're talking here, because I get confused very easily on this topic because Obamacare is incredibly complicated.
Right.
Here's what I don't get about what's going on in this country with health care. We had a system in place that cost the federal government virtually nothing, and that was sponsored by corporations, by companies paying for insurance. And now we are dismantling that as fast as we can. It seems to me we're going to have nothing left.
No, what you will have left is I say this time and time again, is a single payer system where the government is going to take over a lot of the responsibility. Look, it happened as of Friday.
What a nightmare. These are the people who can't deliver mail on Saturday. You think I want them to have my health care in hand? Not really.
Yeah,
One woman's opinion. All right. Dr. P, thanks so much for coming in tonight. I was just shocked by this story, and I knew you'd make sense of it. Thank you so much.